Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Todd Bills here, Chief Logistics Officer at ShipBob. Wanted to give another update in our logistics series and tell you a little bit about some of the things that are going on, and also provide a quick tip today on our WRO process. It's been crazy, as most of you know, for the second quarter of 2020. A lot of things going on in the world outside with COVID, but the e-commerce market has continued to spike. We've seen our volumes continue to grow, as I'm sure each and every one of you have. The e-commerce market has just turned into something where each day is a dynamic change in the what's happening out there, and especially with the volumes and also the demands from the end customer. I think it's also important to remember that there's a lot of things that are changing on a daily basis. If you've looked out there, Amazon is now going to restrict inventory storage space. And I'm sure there's going to be other merchants like Amazon that are going to continue to do the same. Fulfillment providers that will actually look at restricting storage space. So you want to make sure that you're following up on that and diving into the details. I think what it does, though, is it leads us to think about, the devil is in the details, and it's really important for you to make sure that you're controlling the things that you can control. And what I mean by that is I wanted to talk about one area where we hear a lot of questions about how do I get my product in faster? What are the things that I can do to be able to provide ShipBob the right information to be able to help receive my product and get it to turn it into be able to fulfill orders as quickly as possible. So I wanted to take a couple minutes and talk about our WRO process, or warehouse receiving order process. One of the things that makes it challenging for us as a company to be able to take your inventory in is when it doesn't have details to the WRO, where we're missing items like the size, the color. It doesn't match on the barcodes, or the lot description doesn't match up with what's going on. And it's really hard for our team to be able to receive that in a very quick process, because we actually have to now start researching everything about that WRO. What I would ask is, if you think about when you're working with your manufacturers, making sure that they're providing as much detail as possible when it comes to your WRO process. The other thing that I would also tell you is a tip that we actually give to our merchants is, one, when you're actually working with the manufacturer, any bit of information and all bits of information are truly important, even down to the actual tracking ID number that your manufacturer ships that product to ShipBob with. Please make sure that's part of the actual WRO if you can, or to update it later through our dashboard. That tracking ID really is a simple way for us at times when we can't find any other information to be able to start researching and play a little bit of Sherlock Holmes to go back and actually research where that should go and quickly receive your product. It really does take a lot of the pain and the challenges out of that, the more details. So I would ask, as you're looking to get your inventory in, and our goal is to try and get it in as quick as possible and get it ready for fulfillment, the more details you can provide, the better. A couple things that I wanted to highlight is our SLAs are still continuing to move down, and we're down to a +1 day SLA on our outbound. All of our inbound SLAs are under 5 days. Just to kind of give you a comparison of where we used to be in Q1 of this year, we actually were less than 1 day in receiving across the entire board as an average. Our goal as a network is to continue to keep moving that receiving SLA down. We've hired over 285 people in the last several weeks since COVID started, and we're continuing to improve our process and our technology to make our receiving process even more efficient. Help us by providing those details, and the things that we'll do is continue to keep working to get those SLAs down, because our goal is your goal, is really to get that stuff in, ready to stow, and get it orders fulfilled as quickly as possible for your end customers. A lot of great things going on. Thank you again for your business. We really appreciate your support. Hope everybody's had a great 4th of July weekend. We'll talk to you soon.